Hi, my name is Ricky Danner, and I have been asked to create a presentation of the efforts throughout the year that we have done for the Diversity Award. First of all, the importance of workplace diversity. We need to consider the following points to achieve gender balance in our workplace diversity. Some points are equal participation, equal pay, access to all occupations, and elimination of discrimination. Diversity plan. The first step in gender diversity planning is to build a workplace diversity committee that consists of human resources and managers that are both female and male representatives. They will need to work on documenting, conducting data, and reviewing information to help with implementing the action plan. Some of the steps and responsibilities in an action plan is they need to start with documenting existing diversity commitments and leadership policies, conducting an organizational analysis of leadership roles, conducting a gender pay analysis for all employees, reviewing employment policies and practices, analyzing marketing materials, writing a summary report of all findings, including recommendations, developing a gender diversity action plan, and implementing the action plan, and then monitoring and evaluating the action plan. Some ways to follow through with the action plan. The executive committee should outline existing commitments, policies pertaining to gender diversity or employment equality. The next step will be a gender analysis from job applicants and the success rates by gender and participation in and evaluation of in-house training by gender. A pay analysis will help determine whether men and women are treated equally and whether jobs belonging to the same job grade are treated similarly. The policy practice of our organization should be analyzed and made sure that it includes harassment and discrimination policies and any documentation of their effectiveness in ensuring gender diversity. Our organization needs to make sure that our marketing materials are on cue with gender diversity and are including both women and men in equality. The last steps are to create a summary of all the information collected and create short-term and long-term goals. Some of the challenges that we faced is finding volunteers that want to put in the extra work in researching and analyzing all of the data to come up with the action plan. The committee did come together, and it consisted of both genders from the bottom of the ladder to the top. Some control measures. The first control measure, we made sure everything ran smoothly from the start with strengthening communication and gathered viewpoints from the different genders in our workforce. Our goal in the end was to take care of our employees, and they will in turn take care of our organization. Organizations should realize and foster in their employees that by accepting the strengths of both genders, working relationships will be more productive, and their mutual understanding will increase respect and trust among them. Some challenges we faced with Japan in gender diversity. Women are Japan's most underused resource. That's according to Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. With Japan's aging population and labor shortage, the company has started to turn their attention to a long time undervalued resource, women. We need to bring our numbers up in both countries based on gender equality in our workplace. Traditional environment challenges. Women in Japan were struggling to find balance between the demands of high-level roles and heavy burden of family obligations. We found to help organize and equally share the different roles within this organization so that women and men would have equal participation at work and at home. We implemented into our program that there's also paternity leave as well as maternity leave, so both moms and dads can stay home with a newborn baby. Some legal implications contain the basic law for gender equal society was publicized and enforced in June of 1999. The purpose of this law was to comprehensively and systemically promote formation of a gender equal society. And so the law clarifies 5 basic principles, and they are to respect for the human rights of women and men. The second one, consideration to social systems or practices. And the third one, joint participation in planning and deciding policies. And fourth one, capability of activities in family life and other activities. The last one is international cooperation. The techniques that we use to ensure we have an inclusive work culture was that we reviewed the social systems and practices and raised awareness from a gender equal perspective through educational resources. We established gender equality for realizing dynamic rural area and we supported the efforts of men and women to coordinate with their family life at home and in the community. Our goal was to make each of our employees feel at home when they are at work. So then this next slide kind of explains the differences between millennials and baby boomers and gender diversity, the similarities and differences. Millennials are the younger generation that are currently entering the workforce with a whole new outlook and hold significantly different values, attitudes, and expectations from our older generations that were here before them. We found that they were butting heads because the older generation, as they have came through, they're used to working long hours and working their way up the ladder, and they didn't really know what a vacation was. Millennials' work ethic is based on work is just making a living. They prefer enough vacation time that allows them to work free of supervision and at an easy pace. They prefer not to work overtime. Some preferred job characteristics of the millennials with the largest generational shift occurring for more leisure values. Social rewards such as making friends and having contact with many people declined, with millennials scoring in the lowest in value. Some of the job attributes: recent workers were more likely to perceive their jobs as higher in their skill variety and requiring many different skills, and anonymity, having freedom and independence in how the work is done. The older generation didn't have as much freedom when it came to how work was done, as they did not have the equipment and technology that they do today to move quicker and more efficient. And some of the differences have made it hard for each generation to understand, but we're coming along and we've formed a group to have with each generation so they can put out their questions and ideas and work together to make things work more smoothly. Hofstede's cultural dimensions. The first one, individual and collectivism. Individualists are individuals who look after themselves, and individuals are considered to be loose. Collectivists are strong groups that may involve extended family members or groups at work that work together. Power distance, small power distance. Some examples are parents treat children as equals, and patients may open express agreement or disagreement with clinical advice from a professional. So in a workplace, our employees will feel involved in making decisions that will affect our clinic. Large power distance, obedience is taught to the children and individuals, and they may refrain from expressing their disagreements. The differences between femininity and masculinity. Feminine society, both men and women should be caring and affectionate when both girls and boys cry, or even at work, when someone's feel down, show affection and empathy. Masculine society, a female may show more emotion than the male when it comes to a diagnosis. Men tend to not speak up as much as women do. Uncertainty avoidance is how well people can handle change. We've come across that a lot with all the different changes that we've had in our organization lately. Long-term planning and making goals are very important, and we have made long-term goals and we have made short-term goals. One of our short-term goals was to make sure we have enough staff to provide proper care to our patients on a day-to-day basis. Indulgence versus restraint. Indulgence is having fun and wanting more vacation time. Not so stressful, not so much work. A restraint is wanting a structure base to go by and following by the book with little or no fun. We've tried to find that balance here in our organization so people feel like they are having fun at work. Managing a diverse workforce. Fair. Feedback communication. Listen to your employees and let them speak freely and communicate and allow for feedback. Assist others when they need help along the way as we make changes. We've definitely done that. We've been there for them through these changes so that they can run smoothly. Inclusion should be practiced. Make sure that everyone feels on board and included. Do not leave someone out, which we haven't. We've accepted everybody, and respect. Respect is very important, and we've respected everyone's ideas and even disagreements. And we've been fair and understanding. Changes in impact. As business leaders, we have made sure to make a true impact on our employees through all the changes that are yet to come our way. Starting with fair and equal treatment of both men and women, we are positive leaders and let them know that change is good, and we truly listen to each of their viewpoints. In conclusion, it is important that we plan for gender diversity and organization effectiveness. We have come together and worked through our challenges and follow our control measures. We have started to understand the way the different generations work and how we can make things work between the age groups. Hofstede's cultural dimensions have been a great guide to learn and follow in the process of making our organization a better place to work. Last but not least, we came to an understanding of each individual and found a way to make it fair for all that work at our organization. I'm going to end with a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, where, "After all do universal human rights begin. In small places, close to home, so close and so small that they cannot be seen on any maps of the world, yet they are the worlds of the individual persons, the neighborhood they live in, the school or college they attend, the factory, farm, or office where they work. Such are the places where every man, woman, and child seeks equal justice, equal opportunity, equal dignity without discrimination. Unless these rights have the meaning there they have little meaning anywhere. I feel like our company deserves the diversity award because we've worked really hard with our gender diverse roles and understanding what gender diversity is between the female and males in our company, trying to make equal rights for all of them. We've also incorporated our gender diverse roles even through worldwide, all the way to Japan, and understanding how they have gender diversity roles and making women and men equal there as well. We've also started to understand the difference between our younger generation, the millennials, and the older generation, the baby boomers' work. And incorporating those different roles into each other and letting them understand each other and learn and grow to make our corporation a great corporation. I really truly feel like we deserve the award. Thank you.